Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, and this week's contract tip has to do with counteroffers when you are switching between RE forms contracts and GAR forms contracts, and another contract tip having to do with an amendment to change the sale price in response to an appraisal that comes in low. So when you are countering and you are going between contract forms, for example, the buyer submits a contract on an RE form package, and you make a counteroffer on a GAR form, or vice versa. The buyer submits the offer on a GAR form and you use the RE form counteroffer to make a counteroffer. Remember that the only thing that is countered is what you have specifically stated in the counteroffer form. So it's vital that you, as the professional agent that you are knowledgeable on both sets of contract packages, and you know the differences between the RE forms contract package and the GAR forms contract package. For example, there are some major things. A big example is the unilateral right to extend closing. That is available to the parties in the GAR contract form. Now, granted, there are some certain reasons why the parties can unilaterally extend, but there is no unilateral extension allowed for in the RE forms. So you, again, as the knowledgeable professional real estate agent that you are, if you are countering and you're countering between the forms, let's say, for example, that the buyer submits an offer on the RE forms package, no right to unilaterally extend, and the counteroffer, the seller makes a counteroffer on the GAR form, and all that is countered in is the sale price. Once the buyer signs that counteroffer form from the seller, the only thing countered is the sale price. So when it comes down to closing and the party, the buyer or the seller, one of the parties wants to unilaterally extend, that was not countered in the counteroffer form. So if it was on the RE form, there is no right for unilateral extension. So again, you have to know your contract forms. You have to know your packages. Please be educated and knowledgeable on both sets of forms. If you are going to counter something that is already pre-written in one of the contract packages or not, make sure that you address that in your counteroffer along with the items between the buyer and the seller, such as the sale price, closing costs, so forth and so on. So just a tip on that. So the other contract tip has to do with an amendment to change the sale price, especially in response to an appraisal that came in lower than the contracted sale price. So remember, again, on the amendment to change the sale price, the only thing that gets changed or amended from the original binding contract is what's on that amendment. So if the parties are only amending the sale price, then that's all you would address. If, however, the parties are amending the sale price and the closing costs, make sure that both of those issues are addressed in the amendment to change sale price. If the closing cost issue is not addressed in an amendment, then the closing costs remain whatever was bound between the parties in the binding contract. That does not change unless it is amended. Again, Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, satisfying your needs with service, innovation, and education.